Okay, here in example one, we're looking at expressions with base e, and the main point is just to get across that e is just a number. Really, in the end of the day, it's like pi. It's just some particular number, about 2.7. So just like any other number, um, if we have any other number with exponents, like okay, let's say 2 cubed times 2 to the fourth. Well, that is just 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? We just add up these. That's the total number of um, repeated multiplications we're doing, exponentiation we're doing. If we're adding up those numbers and one of them's negative, then we're going to be doing some subtraction. So like e to the 7th times e to the negative second would be e to the 5th. Over here, we have all of this stuff raised to the 4th. Well, if all of it is raised to the 4th, then we can break that apart, right? Because doing this times itself 4 times is not going to be any different than multiplying them in a different order, right? So if I just multiplied all my negative 3's together first, and then I multiplied my e to the 2x's together, well, then it would look more like this, right? So that's how they've split that up. Now, for one of them, they're doing the power of exponents. What do they call that? Power of product. So that's just kind of a refresher here. If we have 2 cubed and then we want to square that, well, that's 2 times 2 times 2 times itself. So we get a total of 6, which means that we multiplied those two numbers. Okay, so that's what they're doing here. E to the 2x to the fourth becomes e to the 8x. Negative 3 to the fourth would just be, well, negative 3 times negative 3 would be 9, and then times negative 3 times negative 3 again, so 81. 9 times 9. All right, that's all we would do here. Here, same exact thing. We would simplify 42 over 14 to get 3. We would simplify e to the 7th divided by e to the 5th to get e to the 2nd. You know, the way that works. Let's make them a little smaller. We'll do e to the 4th divided by e to the 3rd. Well, that's 4e's multiplied over 3e's multiplied, and we cancel out 3 of them, so we have just done subtraction. That is e to the 1st left over. Okay, so all of those rules apply just as well before. If you'd like to, you can kind of play around and practice these ones just to make sure you feel confident on doing it yourself. Otherwise, you can move on to the next video where we'll look at example number 2.